So I have a really cool thing to share with you all today. This is a set of vintage watercolors. I'm not entirely sure when these paints were made, honestly, but my best guess would be somewhere around the 1930s or the 1940s. And we're just gonna open it. It's really cool. So here is our little set of paints. This is a set of paints by Reeves. The reason that I bought this set, honestly, is because the paints come in these little ceramic half pans. But you can see it says on the back, Reeves School Quality Made in England. And you can literally clink them together. And then they make a little sound. I have no idea what paints these are. Actually, they don't have any pigment information or paint information anywhere on the little things, but I thought it'd be cool to play with them and swatch them. I think it's definitely missing some things. From what I've found online, I've seen other similar boxes that had a little kind of water tin here, which was really cool. I don't know what these are. I am assuming they are gouache. If they are gouache, they are probably some kind of like flake white or something, so they're probably pretty toxic. I don't know, they're hard. I'm not gonna open them, but we are going to test these colors and see what they look like, because I haven't played with this set at all. This is Arches watercolor paper, and I'm just gonna swatch on that. I know it's like fancy paper and I'm using it for swatches, but I feel like that would be the best way to actually see. This is literally the first time I am using these paints at all, so they might not work. I don't actually know. I have used vintage watercolors before. I have 2 pans of vintage Schminke watercolors. They were new old stock, and the cool thing about them was that they were in ceramic full pans, which I just thought was really cool. I think I have some other random watercolors too that are vintage. Let's start at this blue color, I guess, and see if it's pleased. All right, all right. Well, this one works. This looks like an ultramarine, I guess. Probably is an ultramarine of some kind. Let's go to the next color. Oh, weird. It's like a bluey gray kind of color. That's really pretty though. All right, let's make another circle. Oh, that's really neat. I have no idea what that is, but I do like it. So I've just recently started getting into vintage and antique art supplies. I just really like antiques in general. As a general rule, I collect a lot of things. Antique art supplies I just think are really interesting because a lot of the time there's a lot of pigments that you actually can't buy anymore. And they've made synthetic versions of them since, but you can't buy them anymore because they're toxic. I've seen some really interesting colors of things. So this one looks like a burnt sienna or something. It probably is a burnt sienna. That's a really vibrant burnt sienna. Yeah, these are student quality paints, but it says school quality. I seriously wonder if student quality paints back that are 50 or 100 years old, if they're as not good as the student quality paints today. All right, so this is the 4th one, whatever that is. Oh, see, that looks like a burnt sienna too. Maybe that, I guess that's probably not burnt sienna then. Do you notice how my circles are getting just like bigger and weirder? I should just make random shapes instead of focusing on trying to make circles. That almost looks like, compared to the burnt sienna, that almost looks like a quinacridone, or quinacridone gold. That's what that looks like to me. We are now on to number 5, which just looks like a yellow ochre. Yeah, it's just a yellow ochre. That is a really vibrant paint. I really do wish that there was more information out there on these antique art supplies in just a pigment sense, I guess. I haven't been able to find very much. Just in general, just general hunting around. I can find like old eBay listings for certain things, but all the dates and stuff are totally, completely all over the place. So I can't really get like an accurate idea on what is actually in these paints. This looks like the cadmium yellow light that I have. That is probably maybe about the same age. That's what I would probably guess this was. They look like little planets, little planet blobs. I'm very surprised how well these paints are doing actually. So yeah, this one to me looks like the cadmium yellow medium that I have, the vintage one. That's kind of what I guess this is. I wonder if that's a Prussian blue. Probably not though, it's kind of light. It's like a blue gray. What blue-gray pigments were there back then? But yeah, I will say, I did see one comment on a YouTube video somewhere that said that these boxes that this paint came in, like the box itself, was popular in the 1950s, but I don't know if they were actually making ceramic half pans still in the 1950s. I don't know. Like I said, I would guess just based on the style that this is from like the 30s, maybe the 40s. Again, I don't know. If you have any information or know, then please let me know, because like I said, I really wish that there was more information on historical art supplies. I actually just bought a box of Victorian watercolor paints that I am insanely excited about. So this is just a reddish color, I guess. Ooh, that is, I don't know, looking at these, a lot of them, it's hard for me to believe that there's just student grade paints because they look so nice. They're insanely vibrant. I didn't expect them to be this nice, actually. I mean, I don't know what I really expected, but I definitely did not expect this, because these are just beautiful. These are such beautiful colors, and just like, I'm really impressed. This is a wonky circle. No, I keep trying to fix the circle and I think I'm just making it worse. Now then, the color next to it. This is a warmer red, probably a cadmium, I guess. These are so pigmented. That's crazy, actually. I'm just gonna go next on our line. Now, this one looks like it's been refilled. So I don't know if that's the original paint that was in this set, or I'm not really sure. Ooh, this one looks very similar to this one, like these two, but I feel like they're slightly different. Yeah, they're definitely different. They look close, but they're definitely not the same. Now this interesting color, which kind of looks like a vermilion to me. I feel like everything looks like a vermilion, so it probably isn't at all. Ooh. I always get excited when I get to the warm colors of these things. I've noticed that a lot of this stuff, like a lot of vintage art supplies, are actually all in the UK. I haven't really seen too much here in the States, actually. Now here's this color. Feels weird not even saying the color names. Just, here's this color. Ooh, that pleases my brain. Yeah, it's funny because I originally bought this set because I just wanted the ceramic half pans, and I had planned to just take the paint out and use the pans because I thought the pans were really cool. But now I'm not gonna do that because these are actually really beautiful paints. I didn't expect them to be this nice. This color, this is a green color. I'm gonna see if I can find some kind of like a similar set so I could maybe figure out what the colors are on these paints. This is like some earthy green. I feel like I should know colors better, but I don't. I just know what looks nice and what I like. Now we go to this green. I'll show you guys a close-up when it all dries. I know I'm over here sitting swatching on like really nice paper, but I feel like that was the best way to kind of get the best results from this paint. Whatever the green this is, it is not very pigmented at all. Because I keep trying to put more in, but I think that's just what it is. All right, now we're on to, is this a blue? A dark green? Something covered with dirt? It is another green. This one's not very pigmented either. It's also very dirty. Come on, buddy. And I'm wondering if I'm just not activating it, but nope. It's just a pale green. These greens are disappointing me. What is this one? Oh, this is a black. I never really use black paint, honestly. I usually just mix my own because I do think that it looks better with whatever painting you're doing if your black paints are mixed with the colors that you're using. This is a purple. That is a vibrant color. Okay, we're back to being pleased again because I wasn't too pleased with the greens. I know I'm asking a lot from these paints, these very old paints. This is probably a blue. Okay, so this is probably Prussian blue, maybe. For a while, Prussian blue was like one of my favorite paint colors. I feel like some of these are having a harder time activating than others. Last paint. This is probably like a burnt umber or something, if I were to guess. Oh, that's sad. That's such a sad paint. No. Aw, having a hard time. Now, I don't know if this is just a naturally, if this paint is actually this sad or if it's just having a hard time reactivating. It's not doing anything. I just want to show you the close-ups of all the swatches. This color, I wish I knew what this was because it's really pretty, whatever it is. And then we have these ones and all these pretty reds. Now, out of all the colors, I think this one was actually the most interesting. It kind of has like a weird kind of color separation going on. These two, I have no idea what these are. I think this might be like a viridian, some kind of like light viridian. That No idea. So then we have these blacks, some kind of violet, assuming a Prussian blue, I guess. And then I literally think this was supposed to be like a burnt umber, and it is a sad paint. That's the only one that made me sad. Other than, I guess the greens, these two greens did a little too, but they weren't that bad. And these are just some mixes of colors. All in all, I'm actually really pleasantly surprised with these paints. They don't look chalky, they don't look gross. I hope that was interesting. Like I said, if any of you guys have any information on any of this stuff, please let me know in the comments, because I'm always looking to find out information about stuff like this. All right, have a great rest of your day. Bye.